All right, we are live with the Hattiesburg Regional Champion Miami Hurricane baseball team. I'll do the intro, but you know who I'm talking to. We got Griffin Hugus, the captain Dorian Gonzalez, MVP Daniel Cuvet, and we got Sebastian Font. So we got the dream team here. How you guys doing?
Great, doing great.
All right, Griff, man, I got to start with you here. 9 innings, 120 pitches. Really took one for the team. Bullpen was fresh as could be for the clinching game. What was going through your mind when you were on the mound and it was getting, the pitch count was getting up there?
I was just hoping Coach would leave me out there, to be honest. I've been asking him all year to let me go longer in the game, so he let me cash that check this weekend. I was really excited just to be out there and get to help my team more than just maybe Saturday's game, and hopefully that would trickle into Sunday and Monday. And I like to think that helped our bullpen be confident and ready to go for even Monday's game. So I was just excited Coach let me do it. So
yeah, got the comment saying no Cuban time today. We're on time, baby. We're on time. Dorian's on time. Sebastian, what you got here?
Yeah, so Griff, when I saw you coming off the mound in I believe it was the 8th, I knew you were coming back out. You were dialed, and just walk me through that. How did that feel? Your first regional start, even appearance. How did that feel for you?
Definitely a lot of adrenaline. I was just super excited to be able to get the nod for game 2, just be able to go out there and have the opportunity to play those guys. I mean, from the beginning of the game, you could see how good the defense was. So that kind of just gives you a lot of confidence as a pitcher from all the plays that we were making. So I think that really was more of a reason why I was able to go deep in the game was the defense, I think, made every single play and more. Danny's play to throw the guy out at home was unbelievable. Just a lot of plays throughout the game that just made it easy for me to keep going longer and longer in the game.
All right, so the captain, Dorian, 2 big home runs, huge home runs this weekend. Second one, man, that was a bomb. How did that second one feel coming off the bat? Because you stood and looked at it for a second.
Yeah, that second one felt pretty good. 3-0 count. JD kind of gave me the green light to swing away. So I was excited, looked for a fastball, didn't miss it, and I kind of leaned on it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, how did it feel, getting the intentional walk to Cuvet in front of you and then being able to go yard twice and punish them like that?
Yeah, I spoke about this the other day in an interview. It kind of fires me up when they walk this guy. I know he's one of the best hitters in the country, and they're gonna do it, but it still just fires me up, and it just makes me bear down even more in that at bat. And I just want to really come through for my guys in those big moments.
Daniel, you've been just doing so much on offense down the stretch here, but on the defensive end, I thought you really shined this weekend. What do you want to show on the defensive side when you're out there? What do you like? What are you trying to show scouts, doubters, what you can do out there?
Yeah, I mean, these playoff games are huge. Usually it can come down to one play on the defensive side. So just making sure I'm locked in every pitch, especially for my pitchers. It can helped save Griff a run there, and it even helps the pitch count of the pitchers, and it allows them to extend their performance. So being able to back them up is most important in these games.
Yeah, and then going back to the offensive side, you were the one to put us on the board first in that Alabama game. How did that feel just to hit that home run early?
I mean, that's just a lot of focus and preparation over the week, knowing who we're facing and just being ready for the big moment and understanding the situation there with 2 guys on base and doing what I do best, going backside.
Griff, we talked about with a lot of guys just, sort of the faith component of the team and also just the general tightness of the team. When you go back and look at how the season has gone, and we said it the first time, but it keeps going in these ups and down patterns here, right? So now on a huge up, big challenge ahead, just how much has the culture of this team and the tightness of this team allowed you to get through some of the hurdles that you guys have faced?
I think that there's probably no team that could stay a couple extra days in Hattiesburg and have as much fun as we are, because we just have that kind of culture and that kind of camaraderie together. We just have a lot of fun, everything we do, and just being able to be together every day. I think we really appreciate. I think after leaving Cal in the ACC tournament and having a little bit of a sour taste in our mouth, knowing that might be the last game we get to play together, we kind of realized that week, like, to save for everything, to practice really hard, because if they put us in the tournament, that that is our last games until we win. So kind of that kind of mentality. We had a really good week of practice. And then coming in this weekend, I think nobody was surprised that on the team and in the program that we won because of that kind of preparation and that focus we had all week, because we all wanted to be together more. I think JD put it really good that the best thing about playing the Super Regional is we get to play baseball again together. So I think that kind of mentality has been the reason why I've been so successful, especially with these ups and downs.
Yeah, with that whole team relationship, every time you're not on the mound, you're kind of the first guy in the dugout with the chance, top of the dugout. A lot of energy, both you and Will Smith getting it going there. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
At some point in the year, I just decided that I was going to name myself the dugout captain, and I think I kind of ran with that a little bit too much sometimes. But I just think it's more fun to be able to cheer and get the guys going when I'm not pitching, because I only get to throw so many times a week, but I can yell every game. So that kind of is my mentality going into every game.
So Dorian, you're the captain. You got to keep these guys in order. A couple days in Hattiesburg. What have you guys been up to, man, to pass the time and stay out of trouble?
Yeah, there's really not much, to be honest. Kind of in the middle of nowhere over here, but we've kind of stayed together. There's a movie theater right by here. We've gone to see some movies. Played some PlayStation. I beat Daniel in FIFA pretty much every game. Just sticking together, really.
What did you guys see?
Mission Impossible. I saw Mission Impossible. Some guys have seen like 3 movies over here. Final Destination. So that should tell you all there is about Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Yeah, I was there. There wasn't much to do, man. It was so rough there. But kind of just both you and B-Walt being the captains. Like, how do you guys really set the tone for this team?
Yeah, it's just like telling the guys, it's at the end of the day, it's baseball. It's playoff baseball, but it's really just baseball at the end of the day. Just embracing the moment, not letting the moment get too big. And I think we did a great job of that this weekend.
Daniel, I won't make you get anybody in trouble, but we all know that after last season, with the season you had and the season the team had, I'm sure there were people in your ear saying, if you want to go to Super Regionals, you want to go to Omaha, you got to leave Miami, you got to try to get you out of there. Sticking with it and having all the success you've had individually, your development, and then also just the team success. How does that feel to say, hey, man, I stuck it out and now we're seeing the results?
It's cool. And I think it shows a lot of the coaches around me and the kind of people they are, and the fact that I trusted them, and they did a great job going and getting the right guys. And obviously we have guys we have basically a brand new team, and the team is as close as I think any team can possibly be. So I think they did a great job there with getting the right guys, and I think it's showing now that with the right culture that you can go as far as you want.
Yeah, kind of sticking with that whole theme of new guys pieced together, kind of for all of you. Can you guys shout out a guy you guys don't think gets enough love on the team, whether it's that in the baseball space that doesn't get enough love?
I would say Jake Dorn. That guy is just super competitor. He doesn't care what his role is when he comes in the game. He wants the ball. I think his outing this weekend was super underappreciated. The amount of innings and pitches he threw for us on that blowout game was huge to help us save bullpen and set us up for the next game. I mean, that guy winning that like it was Game 7 of the World Series and we were up 1 run, and he went and battled and threw as good as he possibly could. And I think that kind of mentality and that kind of dog out of the bullpen is something that I think kind of brings the whole bullpen together as a pitcher. I know that a lot of the guys can use that and work off that. I think Jake Dorn really gets not a lot of love because his role is just so random and so unexpected, but he's an ultimate competitor, and it's been pretty awesome to have him on the team.
So, Daniel, got a couple questions here from the chat. They want to know, number one, what did you see at the Cape from Forbes, the pitcher for Louisville? And they also want to know this year, are you going fishing in the Cape?
Don't give them the scouting report, though. Don't give them
yeah, no scouting report. All right, so let's skip that question. Hey, come on, Canes cat. Marrero, what are you doing? Skip that question. Fishing in the Cape. You going fishing this year?
Fishing in the Cape? I mean, if I bring a fishing pole, I'll go fishing. I have a portable fishing pole, so maybe I'll bring it with me.
There you go. And yeah, shout out to Jake Dorn, man. Really, everybody that, Jackson Cleveland too, holding it down in that game as well. That was huge. But mindset going into Louisville. Obviously, look, you guys had a couple delays, right? I know you're having fun, but you didn't get a chance to go home and refresh. What's the mindset kind of making sure that you guys are locked in, ready to go to super regionals and turn the page? And then this for Dorian.
Yeah, it's, no one really picked us to be in this moment right now. So, once we won this on Monday night, it was kind of all celebration and taking it all in. Now we're really just laser focused on Louisville and winning Friday night.
Yeah, and then what makes this, kind of just tell the fans what makes this team special? You've done something that hasn't been done in almost 10 years, making a super regional. And just what makes this team click?
It's, JD kind of brings us all together. It's such a close group. Like Griff said, everyone really says it. We're all brothers here. The way we hang out with each other, the way we joke around with each other, it's just, it's really fun to be around it, and it's great energy always.
Griff, I need you to do some recruiting here. So you chose to come to Miami and join this program. Not only have you had just tremendous, individual success, right? Really, really blowing up as a starting pitcher, but of course the team success. What's your message to those guys that are in high school or jumping in the portal now and may have some interest in the Miami Hurricanes now that you've experienced what it means to come down here?
I would say that if I was a player in the portal this year and I was going to go talk to somebody, I would let them know that you're not going to play for a coaching staff who's more trustworthy and better people than JD and Laz and Coop and Mingo and JA. These guys just do an unbelievable job of being great human beings on top of great coaches. So I think if I'm a player in the portal, and I know obviously we're playing great baseball and we're going to super regionals and Miami's an historic program, but the coaching staff is even better people than they are coaches. And I think that goes a long way when it comes to a player and trying to develop as a person. I think that ability to come somewhere and feel like you can trust these coaches to put out the best nine. I don't think it matters what player you are on the roster from 1 to 33. If you deserve to be on the field, these coaches put you out there. So it's pretty awesome to know you get to play for a coaching staff like that. And I think as a player who is going to look to find a home in the portal, you want to play for a coaching staff who is going to trust you and is going to give you opportunity that you deserve.
Sign them up. Love it.
Yeah, and then with a transfer that we got this year, Derek Williams, how important is it to have him back for the regionals and now the super regionals?
Yeah, I mean, Derek is a huge piece of our lineup, and he's shown that again this weekend. And I mean, he came back and got a hit his first at bat back from his injury. So I mean, it just shows that he's been focusing and preparing, and I think that guy has done everything possible every second of the day to get back for this team. And he wants it just as bad as all of us, especially during his injury. You could just feel that he wanted to be with us and get back in the lineup. And I think he's going to be big for us in the series coming up.
So we'll get you guys out of here because I know you guys got to eat in a second here. But have you guys gotten any messages from, former Canes or just people, that have had this kind of success reaching out to you? Because, the first ones to say, hey, we got to get back. Now you guys are bringing it back. Have they been reaching out to you, any of you guys?
Yeah, and really just shout out to all those like support system that we have. Everyone's been great. They're cheering us on, and I know they have our back. We just want to tell them we appreciate all of them, everyone that's reached out to us. We just want to keep it going.
All right, Sebastian, bring us home.
Yeah, man, it's really great to see. I told everybody that this team would be special. A lot of them didn't want to believe me, but now they get to see it. Just want to say I'm proud of y'all boys and bring it home for Miami.
Thank you, Fun. You
Go Canes.
Go Canes. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.